Hey, how you doing, everybody? This is Zach Cohen with Krietz Customs. Today I'm going to be explaining to you a new kit that we have in. This is a J-Spec suspension kit made by JKS, and this is a 3.5-inch lift for a JK Jeep Wrangler. So first thing we have all your Fox shocks. We have your rear shocks, your front shocks, and your front dual stabilizer. Then we have your front coil springs and your rear coil springs. And then over here we have your drop line brake line brackets, your rear track bar bracket with all your hardware. So then we have your front sway bar links. The cool thing about these is that once these are installed on your vehicle, you just pull these pins out and they are quick disconnects, so you can take them off when you're going off-roading. We have your exhaust extensions, your front rear bump stops, your hardware and brackets for your front dual stabilizers, and we also have a new front adjustable track bar. So before we can install your new lift kit, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all your old suspension, which includes your shocks, your springs, and your rear track bar bracket, to be able to make room for all your new parts. So now that we have your new J-Spec coil springs up, it's time to move to your rear sway bar links. So now I'm just going to measure from 1 1/4 inch up from your OEM bracket hole to allow you to be able to reuse your stock sway bar links. Now I'm just going to install your rear track bar drop bracket. So now that we're almost done with the rear, one of the final steps is to install your rear bump stop. So now that we got done with the rear, it's time to make our way to the front. So first thing we're going to do is remove your shocks, your springs, and your front sway bar links. So now I'm just going to remove your front track bar from the frame and from the axle to allow room to install your new JKS track bar. So the next step is to install your front coils and your front bump stop. So this bump stop is going to sit inside your front coil, directly on the coil seat. And for that to stay, we're going to drill a hole directly in the middle and bolt it right down. So your front springs, your front shocks are successfully installed on this Jeep Wrangler. Next step is to unbolt your your lower control arm, just the bolt that bolts straight to the axle, and you're going to shave it down a little bit so you can install your cam lock washers. So what we're going to do is, now that we have your lower control arm separated from your axle, you can either use an air hammer this little notch out, but the easiest way to do it is just to grind it all the way out. So then your cam lock washer is going to sit here, and then you're going to want to get the bolt as far back as you can.
Front swivel links. So these are adjustable and quick release. So before we install these, we have to measure from center hole to center hole 9 inches. Lock it down, throw it on the car. So to do that, go from center hole to center hole. As you can see, we're at 8 inches, so now we have to adjust another inch up. By doing that, you just So as you can see, now we're at exactly 9 inches. Take your lock nut, tighten it down so it doesn't move. You just want to snug it down for right now. So when you install these on your Jeep, the top hole for your pins want to be parallel to the ground, and then your bottom hole wants to be pointed directly at the ground. Step for your lift kit, we're going to install your adjustable front track bar. So you want the total length from hole to hole to be 32 3/4 of an inch in length. So now that we have that, it's time to install it on the Jeep. So now it's time to install your dual steering stabilizers on the front. So this is your main bracket, and this is going to bolt 1/4 of an inch away from your front differential. This is what it's going to look like. So installing your dual stabilizer shock, you want it to sit right on top of the bracket, being that we did not do a drop pitman arm. But if you do install a drop pitman arm, the only difference is that your shock absorber is going to sit underneath your main bracket. So these are your new exhaust spacers. So you have one longer than the other. So your shorter end is going to go on your driver's side, and then your longer end is going to go on your passenger side.